Roller derby is about women getting together, having a great time, but also playing a sport.
It has a group of skaters from each team. You're going to have 4 blockers, and one is going to be a pivot, which wears a stripe down their helmet. And then one girl is our jammer, and the jammer will have a star on her helmet.
And the jammer's the one who scores the point. She goes around. The first time she goes through the pack, she doesn't. The first pass, she doesn't make points. The second time, she gets a point for every blocker on the opposing team.
So every time that she passes someone hips, she gets a point. And then she's going to try to go around as many times as possible to get as much points as possible. While at the same time, as the pack, you're trying to stop her. So if you're the other team, you're going to try to stop her. And roller derby is super unique in the fact that you're playing offense and defense at the same time. I've never played a sport where it's been offense and defense at the same time.
I don't necessarily notice if I fall a lot because you just get right back up. And as long as you're being effective, it doesn't matter. But falling is part of derby. You are going to fall. You will hit the floor at least once during a bout. And if you didn't, then you were just sitting on the bench.
We learn how to fall when we first start out so that if we do fall, we're not going to hurt ourselves. So that's something that we really try to teach our new skaters is how to fall correctly and how to fall so you're not going to hurt yourself. So if we do end up falling, we fall in a way that's safe and we don't end up hurting. But I do fall, and it's not fun, but it's part of the game, and I make people fall. So that's, I guess, fair. If my husband wasn't involved in roller derby, I would never see him, because between going to practices and going to volunteer events or going to places where we're just meeting people, doing meet and greets or, recruitment or anything, I wouldn't see him. I'd be super busy, and the only time I really get to see him is at practice. So if with him being involved, I at least get to see him there.
My sister, who's the head coach here at Rodeo City, had played for the Wreckers on Rose City when she lived in Portland. She was looking at moving here, so I went to the informational meeting just because of her, to get the information for her so that she could play. And then I went to the first meeting with her kind of just because she was new in town. So we went together, and then she's like, well, fill out the paperwork. So I did. And then I was going to these things. I'm like, well, why don't I just get some skates? It looks fun. And then I was hooked.
I fell in love with the athleticism. I fell in love with the fact that it was strong women playing a sport, a physical sport. I played a lot of sports in high school, and so I thought, I could probably do this. And when I saw a flyer here in town, I decided I'm going to try out for it. And I've just done that ever since. Started with the league and just kept going.
You can go and you can play roller derby, and you don't have to think about anything. In fact, what you're thinking about is what's happening on the track, and you're getting your physical activity. You're hanging out with some awesome people.
Well, I'd say my favorite part of derby is my teammates. They have completed me in ways that I never knew were possible. When I came here to go to school, I met a few people, and I worked at Fred Meyer, so I got to know people that way. But I didn't have a true family here until I met roller derby, or had roller derby in my life. And these girls are my family now, and I think they're my favorite part. The reason why I keep going back, the reason why I'll put myself out there, I'll do anything for them, and I know they'll do the same for me. And I don't think I would like roller derby as much if these girls weren't involved.
You've got, soccer moms, you've got, professionals, you've got students, and all of those kinds of things. Any shapes, sizes, it doesn't matter, and that's what is so awesome about roller derby.
This last year I won 3 awards, which was Best Pivot, Fan Favorite, and the Sweetest Roller Girl. So that's not something you want to be known for, but I guess I'll take it. I got voted Fan Favorite, and that was huge to me. Like, I've been voted in other sports, all sorts of different things, but to know that the fans were out there and thought that what I was doing was impressive and they enjoyed what I was doing. The only reason I get to play roller derby is because they pay to come see me.
We don't get younger playing derby. We feel like we are. When you put pigtails in your hair, you're like, I'm 12 again, yay. But, I see myself probably going to kind of a more coaching eventually. I would like, there's a couple of us who would really like to get the junior derby going. And so I kind of see myself kind of going that route.
I mean, even when I'm done with roller derby playing it, I'm going to be involved some way, either reffing or helping with the non-skating official jobs or coaching. I'd love to get into coaching. I don't think I can ever imagine my life right now without roller derby.
When you're not there, you do really miss it, and you miss the people, and you miss the activity, and you miss the camaraderie of being together and playing. So that's what keeps people. I mean, I really think that is probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. And besides, my children.